Hello and welcome back to the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, where we are brewing solutions to upshift and uplift you today. This brew has been brought to you by our friends at Fixed Ops Digital, 321 Ignition, M1 Data and Analytics, Dealership Toolkit, VinQ, and NabThat, Beyond Mobile First. If you want more information about how to be a sponsor or just want more of the brew, go to carguycoffee.com. Let's brew!
Man, we got a solutionary that's going to bring some fire.
Yes.
I'm excited to hear the story, the five-liner, let him know what's going on. Man, I'm excited to have him here. I know he's a coffee enthusiast, and he's ready to get some of that Car Guy coffee and caffeinate that culture. I'm pumped up, brother. Let's cheers to that real quick.
Cheers to Brian Benstock being in the cafe today. Also coming up is going to be a whole other interview that we're going to get the chance to re-up on this interview, get another little refill to the cup.
That's right.
At NADA. He is going to be joining us at the dealer policy booth that is now being transformed into Poly. You see over there in the front, over where it says Poly at the bottom, you see those little stools right there?
Front left. That's right.
Bam! That's going to be where
Make
we
sure you
are.
come check him out.
Interviewing him and some other incredible car guys and car gals and solutionaries.
Yeah, we got a lot of great guests we have coming up to do the interviews with us there. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be live. It's going to be at NADA, Las Vegas. Make sure you're there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm pumped up about it. Let's bring it, man. So what, you got a video for us, Lou?
Well, we do got a video, but first we want to let you know, just like you saw the videos of our current sponsors and those that are part of the brew right now, we also have a couple other partners that are jumping on with us.
We do, and I'm real excited to announce them. They're two people that are just doing amazing things. Two companies that are doing amazing things. We're really excited to team up with them, share the news, get the world caffeinated, and show them what's going on in automotive in ways that we can all get better at what we do. So first one.
The very first one that's going to be highlighted is going to be another solutionary group that is finding ways to just make sure that they help out in the area of websites, right? We want to make sure that we do have the websites. Who is it? NabThat.
Yeah, great people out in NabThat. Make sure you guys reach out to them. Great people, great friends of ours. Jason Silverberg, thank you very much for having us join up. You can see the logo right up here. We're excited to team up with them and get them rolling and see what we can do. And look for us doing some amazing things with that company. So watch out.
And also coming are solutionaries that are just making some great things happen. You're going to see some action here on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast with sales ingenuity. Yeah. We cannot wait to show you how in the digital world they can find a way to get you just a step ahead of where it is that you are now and explode your results inside of your store. We're pumped up about all these new partnerships and all these incredible people that we're connecting with. But let's go back in time a little bit. When my friend Terry Torline gave us a call, right? And he said, you know what, guys, I really love what Brian Benstock is doing over there in New York, right? This is an incredible solutionary. And you know what I heard? He loves coffee. I think he did probably the same thing we did, right? He checked out his LinkedIn profile, says, oh, let me not forget how much I love coffee, right? So inside of that, he said, let's send him a bag. Let's send him a mug. So we went ahead, we quickly sent that out here. And that's actually what happened when this picture showed up, right? He got this mug, he got his coffee.
Much appreciated. He posted it. Appreciate the love, Brian. We love you. We love what he's doing, man. And that's the reason why we love sending coffee. And Terry sent it out there to all the solutionaries out there doing amazing things. And obviously he's at the top of the list. He's one of those guys that are doing amazing things. Number one, certified Honda and Acura dealer globally, folks. Number one. That's not like number two. It's not number three. It's number one globally. Not even here in the United States. It's all across this whole planet. Man, that's a really big deal. And I mean, that's something special. And he's doing that all the way up there in New York, killing the game over at Paragon, man. And they are doing some things, man. Pumped up to have him on the show.
Yes.
We got to meet him for the first time last May down at Digital Dealer. He was down there. He brought fire. He was a speaker there. He was all over the place there. I mean, but the coolest thing we got to see was when we were at the Automotive State of the Union party. Yes. And he got up. And I remember he showed us how to do it.
He did. He came up making sure to show us how to do it, just like Terry showed us how to do that by loving on a car guy and car gal, showing them some honor, giving them something to energize their day, but energizing all these people that finally jumped out of their own boxes after the pandemic. Finally, we were released. We were out there at the Digital Dealer event, and we were having a time. So, I mean, really, I felt like a dog out there, just excited to meet new people. My tail was wagging. We were pumped up, but we had a front row seat. Well, we weren't really sitting. There was a lot of solutionaries that were out there that were actually pumped up and jacked up while Brian jumped up on a chair, got everybody showing
All right.
This is how
Just
we
show
do
him
it.
what's up, Lou. Just show it to him.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Hey, I'm sorry. This is the best I can do. Anyhow, hey, everybody! There has never been a better industry to be in than this one. There has never been a better time to be in the better industry than right now. Yes. And all of us need to be thankful for the opportunity that the Lord gave us to participate in this.
Yes, amen, amen.
I have a saying that we use at Paragon, and I'll share it with you. There's more there. So this is not the time for us smart people to be relaxing, taking vacation. This is the time for us to be making a difference in people's lives.
That's right. Come on.
I'm 60 years old, and money's great, but it won't make a difference. And it won't make the difference than helping somebody else see, feel, and participate in our journey will make. So, people like Glenn, who are rock stars like Liza. I mean, it's serendipitous. And for you young people that think it's all about the money, I gotta tell you, it's about making a difference.
Yeah, come on. Let's go.
You make a difference. You make lots of money. So, let's have a great time tonight.
All right, car
Woo,
guys
man,
and car
pumped up.
gals. Now that we are excited and we got him right here in the cafe,
So right on the
let's
money.
welcome
They said
in the number one Honda dealer and the one,
The only Brian Benstock.
Welcome to the brew.
Well,
Hey,
well, there goes all my credibility with that one video. My God, I forgot that you guys recorded that. Oh my God!
Right there, front row. And it was
Oh.
exciting. No, you brought the crowd up.
Yeah, you
You
brought
brought
the
the
heat.
fire. This is how we do it. That's right. Automotive, best industry out there. You can grow so much, do so many things, and help so many other industries while we're doing it. And it's a beautiful thing to be partnered up with you today to do this interview. Thank you for your time today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for the opportunity to share with you my thoughts, and always a pleasure to see you two guys, and hopefully to get some free coffee.
No doubt about
There's
it. Coming
more
your way
coffee where
very
that came
soon.
from. Guess what? There is a new brew. We actually have a dark roast now. So we have the Euro blend. And if you are going to be at NADA, which I know you are, right there where we're interviewing you again, we're going to get the chance to give you another bag of that. And
There you
I'm
go.
quoting you. It's like crack. I loved it. When you said that, I got so excited. He was actually the first one that opened up a bag of the small giveaway bags, right? So I love it. I love that you're here. We're so thankful. We have so many incredible people that are here right now. We have Michael Offmith. What's going on, brother? How are you doing? Nat Banks. Doug Thurston, what's happening from Cox Automotive? And we are pumped up because we have a solutionary in here that's making big things happen. Brian, welcome to the brew. And we have one thing we need to do so we can get this 5-letter underway and people can stop listening to us. They're already tired of hearing us. They want to hear some of you today. So with that, we do have 3 Fs. We have these F-bombs that we drop everywhere that we go. We wipe off the weight of unforgiveness. We focus on where it is that we're going, and we stretch out and fly so that we can keep growing. So join us real quick as we get ready to spark off this 5-liner and get things underway. Go ahead and put the hands on the shoulders real quick. Right there. There you go. All right, we're going to wipe it off on 3. 1, 2, 3. Say forgive.
Forgive.
Focus.
Right here.
Focus.
Get focused. There
And
you go.
fly.
And fly.
And keep
And
growing.
Okay.
Keep
Growing. There
Yes,
we go.
sir.
Now we are
Thank
ready
you.
to brew. So
All right. All right.
So
Forgive,
next time,
focus,
maybe
and fly. Okay,
That's
got
right.
it.
Forgive, focus, fly. We'll get that rocking when we are live and direct. But hey, what's going on, Eric? Welcome to the party. What's going on, Brad? Melvin, how are you all doing today? Well, let's get this rocking, Fred.
Man, I'm excited. This 5-liner is going to be a lot. And I know that you're going to bring some fire with it because I know how you are. You're a deep thinker, but you also apply a lot of the things that you talk about. Matter of fact, all of the things you talk about. Your why, your purpose, what wakes you up every day and says, I'm going to go out. I'm going to do these workouts. I'm doing 75 hard. I'm going to run marathons. I'm going to make sure we're the #1 company in the world. What is that thing that drives you?
Well, the competition's out there, and while we're in a profit coma right now, we're enjoying some of the best financial opportunities the industry's ever seen. The barbarians are at the gate, preparing to enter and to take over our business. So, I think I need to keep myself mentally sharp, mentally focused, and doing the best I can to improve our treatment of our customers.
100%. And that's a great reason to drive. You're right. Those barbarians are out there. You see it happening every single day. You see these huge corporations trying to buy us out or take over us digitally. You know what? We can do the same thing. We keep our mind sharp. Like you said, we do things. We look forward and we don't look backwards. We keep looking for ways to become better. And they're out there. It's always the biggest room in the world
is the
room for improvement, right? And as we know that, if we understand that and understand it's okay to work better and try to find things that are different than what we're currently doing to become more, right? That's frictionless. I know that's one of your favorite terms out there. You want to make it frictionless because you know that it's obtainable, but yet it's always out of reach. And I love it.
It's our brand strategy, and it's out of reach on purpose, right? It's aspirational that you can't quite get that. And I enjoy going for things that we've never achieved before. But the current cast of challenges coming our way are coming from outside of our industry, which is where all disruption or most disruption comes from people that really have their eye on the ball and on our industry. And, it's one of those things. It's going to require each of us to be at our very best. And so I'm trying to prepare myself and our team. I certainly don't have all the answers or many of the answers. I'm asking a lot of questions. What is the dealer's role in the coming of electrification? How is the dealership and the franchisor manufacturer relationship? How is that going to be impacted? And the big question is, what is the impact of a Apple car when that hits the market sometime over the next 5 years? What does that look like? What does that fracture and disruption look like for everybody else? Does it cause mass consolidation? What does that look like? And that's what the team at Paragon and I are working on together to provide solutions to make sure that we're relevant and we can continue to make an impact now and into the future.
Man, that's incredible, and it's seen all throughout the industry. The moves that you're actually making, and also the foresight, right? Being prepared for the strikes as they come, not letting this industry not letting the barbarians take us by storm, right? Not letting it happen, but by being aggressive about Brewin solutions. And I want to touch something real quick because I believe it is a lot inside of the habits that we have. You didn't get where you are by accident. And for a lot of the car guys and car gals that do claim like they don't have that much time, let's talk real quick about that time. Here's a little extra shot inside of this 5-liner for everybody. What is it that your routine actually looks like to make sure that you stay on top of your mental fitness, on top of your physical fitness, on top of your business fitness, right? What does it actually look like inside of your world? And how do you do that? And what does it look like in a day of the life of Brian Benstock?
I don't know that you want to know. It's a pretty interesting schedule. I generally start my day between 3:45 and 4 o'clock in the morning. That starts off with a cup of coffee. It starts off with a glass of water with apple cider in it, and then usually about 20 minutes of meditation, as odd as that may sound, but it's really getting my mind set up for the day. Then I'm doing my reading from probably 4:20 to about 5 to 5. 5 o'clock, I leave my house for the gym, get to the gym about 5 after 5, and we put in about an hour and 15 minutes or so there in the gym. Then it's back home, a quick breakfast, reviewing the data and the day ahead of me, and then it's off to work. So I like to think that before the day starts, I've got a pretty good day underway, and then of course it's executing on my 3 biggest objectives for the year. I'm really leaning into each of those in the belly of the day. I'm going to say from 10 o'clock till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then really from 4 o'clock on is setting up what tomorrow is going to look like, checking on, are we on target for what we set out to do for the day, and then it's getting the second workout in generally about 7 o'clock at night, and then spending some time with my family.
Woo! So inside of that, how much time is there for actual sleep?
No, there's not a lot of time for sleep. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't recommend it for anybody unless you like me feel that the sand ticking through the hourglass, running through the hourglass. I think our time is limited. My time and my relationship with my mortality is really changed meaning as I'm now 61 years of age. I think that's still relatively young, but I realize it's not. I'm not going to be here forever, so I want to try and get as much in as I can. And so stretching out that day is one of the ways to increase your longevity, right? If I have more hours in the day every day, I've got that extra time, longevity, and I've got it now. And I hope that one day I'm an old guy and I'm dribbling and drooling and all that stuff and going on cruises and vacations and stuff like that. But I might not have the vibrancy that I have now. So I want to be able to enjoy some of those things now. I'm still relatively young and have most of my marbles and can enjoy them. And I think one of the key ways of getting an edge on the competition is to get up and get started with your day while many of those competitors are asleep.
Wow, that's incredible. I was just having this conversation with my oldest son who's in the Air Force, and he got a new watch, and he was talking about how he's calculating his sleep cycles. He's starting to figure it out, right? We did the research, found out that for the average person that's sleeping about 8 hours, they have about 2.5 hours of true deep sleep. Yeah. So I look at him, I said, Dev, this is why I sleep like 4 or 5 hours, maybe at max that I'm in the bed, because I don't want to waste that much time, right? And started to calculate how much time is wasted on the average day when you're really not even sleeping.
Yeah, you don't want to look at those numbers because the average person wastes, a lifetime. And I think that's one of the key takeaways for me. I mean, we're so caught up sometimes with distraction, the cell phone, and all the different people grabbing our time, and we really don't have time to go deep into our masterpiece work or into that higher level of work that we're all capable of, that we all have. And, I think that there's great dignity in all work. Whatever position you have in whatever business you have, there's dignity in that. And if you can learn to master that position, well, you won't be in that position for very long, or you'll stay in that position and earn money you never dreamed of. But very few people are looking for mastery in what they're doing, sales mastery, whether or management mastery or marketing mastery or whatever the particular vocation that you're in. Many people dabble in that. And I think mastery is where all the gold is. If you look at all the athletes that we look up to, or you look at all the, whether it be politicians or statesmen that we look up to, it's people that have really mastered what they do. And they've been doing it over a long period of time. And you say, gosh, look at those words. Look at how he or she articulates those words, how they make this case for themselves so wonderfully. And I think of Jim Rohn, who for many, many years said very similar things. And to watch him speak and to realize this is a top pro at the top of his game. Oh my gosh. And, I think there's a lot of joy and fulfillment in mastery.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. I love that. I love that. You're so right in all aspects. Every professional, every extraordinary person in their field, they all were masters at it. And the best part is that they're always working to get better, finding that new thing, finding and like you, not wasting their day away.
That's right.
And that's something that it took me about half my life. I'm 43 now. And, for the first half of my life, I wasted a lot of time. Like I literally would sleep in all the time. I did this or did that. I wouldn't wake up when I don't remember seeing sunrises. I always was like, I don't want to see that. Now that I'm getting older and like you said, that hourglass, you're starting to see that sand fall and there's only so much sand left. I want to make sure that I take advantage of every one of those moments. And I want to master everything I can, not just at professionally, but with my wife, with my son, with my friends.
You better believe it.
And it's something special about that. And I love watching you do that with your family too. And it's beautiful, and the automotive industry is great. It provides us with a lot of freedoms if we put the work to it. But the freedoms that we get to do extraordinary things. And, and it's beautiful what I've seen you do.
Yeah, sadly, for many years of my career, I was I was lopsided, not balanced at all. I spent a lot of time working. I didn't have the skill sets to go deep into what I was doing. So I threw time at it. And now I'm really able to focus the time much better than before and spend time with those kids, those members of my family. I believe the role of a manager is to develop people, and let's not forget to develop our children. The responsibility that we have.
Right.
For them. And I have to do a little boasting. My daughter Trinity. Is one that watched me for many years getting up early, and she developed on her own the habit of getting up early and reading. And she's brilliant. I mean, by any measure, brilliant. One of the top in in her school, but in the country. And she just got into Cambridge University.
Wow.
And she got into Cambridge and Oxford and St. Andrews. She applied. My wife is British, and she applied for all the top British schools in Europe, and she was accepted into each of those universities, and she selected Cambridge. And so, I say that there's something bigger than what we do. Everyone listens to what you say, but they most pay attention to what you do.
Oh, that's so it.
Especially the kids.
Yeah, and the team, right? So, if you're talking about working hard and having a good work ethic, and you're on Instagram all day or you're in Snapchat, well, the click's not matching the brick, and we have to make sure that we're consistent with what we say and what we do. And there's a great saying, what you say, what you do speaks so loud, I can't hear a word you say. What you do speaks so loud, I can't hear a word you say. So don't talk about this or don't talk about that. Be about it. And and so I was really pleased to see my daughter hit her initial academic goals, and she's absolutely done it by getting up early. And so when we talk about things that I'd recommend, getting up early is a great way to start the day. It's the only way. The champions are made in the dark. The sun will never catch me sleeping unless I'm on a beach taking a nap in the middle of the day.
That's right.
Reading books, I read something a long time ago that said the average CEO reads 60 books a year. And at that time, I was probably reading 3 books a year. And I don't know if I'm up to 60 books a year, but I'm certainly doing a decent amount. And my daughter is over 90 books a year. She reads far more than I do. You look at the competitive advantage that we can have if we're learning about marketing, if we're learning about management, if we're learning about 5G, if we're learning about AI, and if we're learning about cryptocurrencies, and I'm not talking about crypto to be an investor, but how does this play into our business strategy? If we're learning about the metaverse, how are you going to learn about these things? You can't just watch 3-minute YouTube videos on this stuff. You've got to get deep into these spaces that are complicated. And let's face it, the people that are running those spaces know a heck of a lot more about that than we do, and probably see where that can go better than we do. But when we combine what we know with some of these new technologies, I think there's an incredible upside for all of us.
I 100%, no doubt agree with that. Great way to say it.
We are beating that drum. Do us a favor, all of those that are watching right now, whether on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube, give us some hand clap emojis. Cheer on Brian's daughter for making things happen out there and for her taking the plunge and going in her own direction. What we would have noticed is that as we sow seeds and we give an example to the generations or those that were leading before us, right in front of us, they're going to take that rock and go further with it, right? They're going to find a way to improve upon it, just like we've been improving upon those things that have been given to us. Now, you brought up an incredible word that I love, especially inside of this industry. It's dignity, right? Having a dignity about what it is that we do as masters inside of our craft, not being embarrassed by it, not apologizing for it, but by being great. I'm getting jumbled here, right?
Everybody wants to be in our industry. Hey, who's the richest guy in the world? A car guy. His name is Elon.
Come on.
Number one. He's number one, man.
Let's go.
And that other guy who's up at the top, Warren Buffett. He's a car guy, right?
That's right.
He took a pen, stroked a check, and bought 72 deals or something like that from the Van Tuyl organization. He's a car guy, and right. So I look at and then there's Liza Borges, and she's growing like a weed. There's so much opportunity in our industry, and so wherever you start out, just climb the ladder. I don't know how high you can go. Being a CEO of one of these dealerships is not for everybody. It does require a commitment that many people are not willing to make, and I get that, and that's okay. But do the best you can where you are with everything you've got all the time you can. It is what I'd like to say. You've got a couple hours a day. Really invest that time in your own career, your own business. If you're working on the showroom floor, your dealers put you in business, and he or she has provided you with millions of dollars worth of inventory, even today, to sell. They put a roof over your head, and they don't charge you rent, so that's pretty cool. They spend a couple $100,000 a month in advertising to bring people in for you. They typically have some of the best locations in town. And so, I think that's a great way for you to put on training wheels to learn to become an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Well, the best place to be an entrepreneur and to practice is on a showroom floor. You can learn about marketing. You can learn about retailing. You can learn about customer satisfaction. You can learn about problem solving. But you can do that with the protective shield of the dealer. And then maybe you decide to go out on your own, or maybe you decide what you learned at the dealership you can teach to other people and become a manager in the dealership. These are all great opportunities. When I started looking at the dealership like that, like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a commodities broker. People want to buy what I'm selling. I'm in finance. I learn about finance. I learn about sales. I learn about influencing, right? Sales is when you cause somebody to feel, think, and act in a predetermined manner. Everybody wants to be an influencer. Well, we can practice right here using our ability to influence, to persuade people to purchase from us. And, I think that sometimes we underestimate the tremendous amount of skill sets that we can develop right in our own business.
Ooh, if you want more of that brew, come back for part 2. My goodness, that is some good brewing right there. Thank you again to our sponsors and partners over at Dealership Toolkit, Nab That, Beyond Mobile First, M1 Data and Analytics, Fixed Ops Digital, VinQ, and 321 Ignition. Let's keep brewing solutions, everybody. Come back for part 2.